Let's bring in Congressman Khanna. He represents California's 17th district, located in the heart of Silicon Valley. Representative Khanna, welcome. Good to have you back with us. I want to begin, however, with the latest, as you know it, about the fires in California. What are you seeing outside your windows, and how is the fight progressing?
Well, the situation in my district has improved, but it has really been a disastrous few weeks. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, the temperature was 105 degrees. People couldn't breathe the air. It's affecting everyone's quality of life, even if their property or lives haven't been damaged by the fires. And it just shows two things. One, we have to take climate change seriously. These fires are much worse than before because of hotter, drier weather. And second, we need to have prescribed burns and better technology to anticipate these fires.
Let's move on then to TikTok and the possible deal there. What are you hearing? The president seems quite adamant that ideally he would like at least the U.S. operations of TikTok to be 100% American owned, and if not that, certainly more than 50% American owned. Do you buy into that line of reasoning?
I do think TikTok is a concern in terms of their data going to China. And I guess my question on the deal is that going to solve the issue? I mean, if Oracle controls 20% and the data is still being possibly going into China, that is a concern. And the second concern is we don't have a data privacy law in this country. So even if you have a U.S. acquirer, I guess it's better that they have people's data than China does, but there's still the issue of privacy.
There's been the phrase trusted technology partner thrown around here. I'm not sure what that means, or whether it means that Oracle would then have all the access that it needs to the source code that operates or causes TikTok to be the phenomenon it is, and then could determine whether the data were being siphoned back to Beijing in some way.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head about a trusted tech partner. I'm not sure people have a trust in tech writ large. And so if Oracle has access to all this data and we're just relying on them to make sure it's not getting into the wrong hands, that's not good enough. And that's why I think we definitely need a privacy law saying these companies shouldn't be allowed to track your data or collect your data without your consent. And I also think that 20% ownership hardly is a guarantee that the data isn't going to get in to China's hands. So I think the president's right to be concerned about where this data is going.
Yep.
It's not clear to me that this is a good enough deal that's going to address those concerns.
Let's talk very quickly about Facebook and the possible antitrust suit that the FTC may bring against Facebook. Where do you stand on that, and whether Facebook ought to be investigated for anti-competitive practices?
Well, I'm on the record saying it was a bad idea to allow Facebook to acquire Instagram and WhatsApp in the first place. I know Facebook says they made investments that made Instagram and WhatsApp a success, but when you look at it, Instagram and WhatsApp could have been competitors and we wouldn't have had the same monopolization of the social media space. Now, the challenge is, can you retroactively go and say after the FTC approves something that you're going to dismantle it? I think that's a higher bar for them to be able to prove. I think it's a fair to look into it, but the problem was the first FTC authorization. That shouldn't have happened.
Congressman Khanna, great as always to see you. Thank you for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.